Hello everyone, welcome to the Patriots Workbench. I have a new product today that I want to review and that is very properly named for the channel. And that is the 4Patriots Powercell. I got this from a friend who ordered a 4-pack off their website. They seemed like a really veterans-friendly brand. They support a lot of veterans groups, so I thought I'd put it through its paces and see what we got here today. It's a solar-powered power cell. The website says that it is an 8,000 milliamp an hour battery, but the back of this says it's a 10,000 milliamp an hour battery. So, and so far it seems like it's closer to the 10,000 range from my use. I spent the last week charging exclusively my Sonim XP8, which I'm going to do a video on that later. It's an awesome phone. Anybody that works around equipment, myself, I work around large animals, so I needed a strong phone, and I have this through AT&T. Ooh, my light's on. And it's an awesome phone. This has been abused. This has been stepped on by a 200-pound pig. So, it's great. But anyway, this has a 4,000 milliamp an hour battery, so realistically, I could get 2 full charges out of it. The first week I owned it, I charged this up fully with the regular wall charger, and I got about 2.5 full charges because when I was done with the day, it was around 20%. So that seemed about right for the 8,000 to 10,000 milliamp an hour battery. Charged fast, just like I was plugged into the wall. Worked great. The week after that, I wanted to test out the solar power. Now, this is a very small solar panel, so I wasn't expecting it to be able to just plug in and get a fast charge off solar. But I wanted to see how far I could extend the battery life. If we were in a situation, I was out in the woods camping, or, we always think about that, crap hits the fan scenario where you might have to let your phone, where your phone's going to have to last a long time. So I wanted to see how long I could go only recharging with solar power. Every day, I put the power cell on the dashboard of my Yukon and let it charge all day, in mostly direct sunlight. There were some overcast days, and whereas I got 2.5 charges in about 3 days off just one wall charge, I was able to go about 5 days. The 5th day, I was able to charge my phone from about 40% to roughly 60%. So I was able to stretch about an extra couple days by having this from, I get up for work when the sun's dark, left it in the truck all day in direct sunlight other than the windshield covering it. And I was actually pretty impressed with the very small solar panel. And of course, it's not going to charge all that fast. We're going to be realistic. It's not just going to be a fast charger if you put it out in the sun. And actually, speaking of that, I was actually just surprised when I put this down for the first time to practice for this video a bit. The new LED lights I have in here are, if you can see, is charging the phone, saying it's had a pretty good. Although usually that first, there, it's kind of green now. But, it's showing that it's being charged. So, I don't know if that's worth the money leaving lights all the time just to charge this. Would be probably more efficient to plug it into the wall. But anyway, I did get about a day and a half, 2 days extra charge out of it. Now, if I was being very careful with this phone, I could have stretched it more. So just thinking about a purely camping kind of, emergency situation, this device could definitely extend the life of your phone, even just with, if you're completely overcast. I spent some time in Alaska, say it's the winter, and you have no solar charge. If you're careful with your phone, this could definitely get you a long way, especially with a phone that has such a large battery as the Sonim XP8. I was using it daily, heavily. I work in research, and I use this constantly for calculator, for time. So even though it's not doing a ton of processing power, the screen has lit constantly, and I'm doing stuff constantly. So I go, with that 4,000 milliamp an hour battery, from 100% at night to roughly 30, some on a bad day 20%, but usually 30 to 40% by the end of the day. And yeah. All right, I'm back. That was just my daughter popping in for a second. Where were we? I was going over the solar panel and the charging. It's great. There's not much more I can say about that. The solar panel is very supplementary. Consider it more of a battery extender I think if you were in an extreme emergency situation where everything was dead and you were completely lost, of course, you could charge this all day and at least get 5% on the phone, 10%, and be able to try to use it conservatively to, make a phone call or anything like that. But the biggest thing is it's a high capacity battery, and the other great thing about it, which I'll show you right now, is you could take this. And there it goes. It's still going. I dropped this down the stairs. I've thrown it around a little bit, getting a little beat up, and that's fine. So I wanted a strong phone, so having a strong backup battery is just as important. I've dropped this many times down the stairs, but I'm not going to chuck it here because I'm not going to test my luck. And this was $650 versus $28, which that's another thing. For the price, this is very hard to beat. I've seen some much more expensive batteries on the market. Never purchased one. This one was gifted to me, and I'm very glad for it because for the price, considering everything, it's a really great Powercell. There is a couple things that are just a little bit, how shall I put this, cheaper on it because of the price, and it's not a huge deal. This belt hook, it's a little cheap. I put it on my belt and it bent back a little bit, but I don't really ever plan on putting this on my belt. It's more of a put in the backpack type of thing, and then I'll leave out when it needs to be charged. And on the back here, we have a charging point, which is just a micro USB. And actually, one thing that's great about it is two USB ports. And I believe if I'm reading the specs correctly, one will charge at 2 milliamps an hour and the other at 1.5. But either way, I've had two devices on this. Actually, the other device I had on this was a 4Patriots flashlight, which I'm going to test out soon. I just got it recently, so I'm going to put it through its paces. And the only complaint that I was talking about, this is a little flimsy, a little cheap. You kind of got to work it in a little bit. But once you do, I mean, it's in there. It's sealed fine. I don't think I'd worry about this getting wet at all. It pops out if you drop it, but for the price, that's such a minor issue with it. It also comes, as you can see on the back, a light, which is kind of as bright. I'll try to give a little demonstration here. I'm going to shut out my lights. So it's about as bright as a cell phone light. It's a little softer, which I kind of like. Go to the rest of the garage. And it also has a couple different strobe settings. So maybe for an emergency, things like that. But it's definitely handy having another flashlight. Of course, the phone could do that too. It's a little brighter. This one might last a little longer. I haven't tested that yet, but I just suspect that with it being a little softer, it might. And shut that off. It's just a little button on the side, and we're good to go. So overall, great product, especially with the price. They were $99 right now on 4patriots.com for four of them, and I think it was $27.99 for a single, give or take $1. It was under $30. So for under $30, it's a great product. It's a great companion to my Sonim XP8 for camping or any other uses for it. And give them a chance. They seem like a great company, and they're really heavily involved with helping veterans. So for that reason, I also would give them a good try. So thank you for watching.